In this episode, find out how I go from this, take 3, to this. Hey guys, welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to master any song using my own method. Okay, so you're probably thinking, well, it's quite simple, it's quite self-explanatory. You learn a song, you practice it, you master it, you move on. Okay, but we've all probably realised that it's not that simple. Okay, we've probably all been there when we're learning a song. And it doesn't matter what we do, we just feel like that song is just slightly out of our grasp as a guitarist. And over the last couple of years, I feel like I've figured out a method that I've tried and tested that works with any song. And in this video, I'm going to learn a song and I'm going to show you step by step my thought process and my method of how I learn a song. Okay, so step number 1 is listening. I listen to a lot of music, and when I find a song that speaks to me, I stop and dive deep. Learning music that inspires you makes the guitar purposeful and joyful. So for this video, I have picked Feels Like Love by Vince Gill, as this song currently ties into what I am trying to achieve on the guitar. Now I've picked my song, I will listen to it on repeat. The first few times I'll just try and get a general feel for the track, just try and learn the track as a whole, and then I'll go back and I'll try and learn section lengths. And then I'll also go back and I'll listen to all the different instruments in isolation as I want to learn what each instrument is doing. So step number 2, the first thing I do with learning a piece is I play and learn all the chords for the song from start to finish. Okay, just the harmony. I'm not learning the actual guitar parts yet. I just want to know the harmony for the whole tune because this is the backbone of a song. The harmony is what everything else is built from. Okay, it's what our solo is going to be composed to. It's what our guitar parts are going to be composed to. So if we have a really good concept of the harmony for the track we are trying to learn, we'll be in a lot better place. Step number 3. Now we know our harmony, I can go back and I can learn the actual rhythm part on the guitar for the track. The reason I've done this second to the harmony is because the harmony has given us the answers we need to figure out some of the guitar parts. It's given us answers like, what key are we in? Where are they playing the chords on the neck? So we have a good starting point for figuring out the other stuff that's in the track. So what I'm going to look for is how he is playing the chords and where the chords sit on the neck. And then if there's any like little melodies and things in the rhythm part, I will figure out those as well. So I think now I've got a good grasp on the individual parts of this song, at least the rhythm part of the song. Okay, and it's fairly straightforward. We've got a nice choppy country chord progression in the chorus. Okay, and we've got some interesting bits at the start of the song in the intro, such as this really lovely melody. Okay. And these are the sort of things that I will want to practice and get sounding really nice. I will try and get them sounding as good as Vince Gill. This is where my method really starts to get its substance. I will now jot down these individual things. So I'll jot down intro melody and choppy country guitar in chorus. Okay, and then in a minute, I'm going to show you what I do with all those things that I've written down. Step number 4, is the juicy part. It's the solo. I always leave the solo till last. My reasons for this are when I learn the harmony and when I learn the specific rhythm parts, I already have a really good knowledge of the song. And as I've got a really good knowledge of the song, when I'm learning the solo, I will understand the solo's purpose. I will realise why the guitarist has composed the solo that they have composed. The licks will have meaning. And when I'm learning, I want to be learning the meaning as I go. I don't want to be going back and then figuring out why the solo is the way it is. And because essentially, I'm going to want to use the licks I've learnt from this solo. If I like them, I'll want to put them into my own playing. So it's really vital I understand the meaning behind all the licks, the placement of the licks. Okay, so what am I doing here? The first steps I take are learning the very first notes of the melody. And usually that tells me which pentatonic scale the guitarist is using. Guitarists love to solo in the pentatonic scale, and this track is starting with minor pentatonic shape 1. So all I do is I just listen and listen and listen and try and work out the specific licks. When I start getting a few licks together, I will just isolate those few licks and just practice them until I feel like I have a good grasp on them. There's no point in getting too far without being comfortable with what you've learned already, okay? Because you could go through the whole solo learning every lick, but I can guarantee you probably won't be able to play it when you get to the end. So be steady and slow. Every single time you transcribe another lick, be sure to cycle what you've transcribed. For instance, I've got this so far. Okay, and there's several licks in there. Okay, I feel like I've got the solo down at a basic level now. I've got all the licks, I can join them together, I can play through the whole solo. However, it's very rough and scrappy at the moment, and I can't play it to full speed. So here's what I have at the minute. Take 2. Take 3. Now I have the solo down, I am going to look through the solo and I am going to break it up into practicable bits. And once I've broken it up, I will write each of those broken up parts down. I break it up into parts such as beginning, middle, or end, or specific licks, or specific technical challenges I need to take a closer look at. For instance, let's take the first half of the solo. Okay, this lick is mostly in G minor pentatonic shape 1. So I'll write that down on my list. G minor pentatonic shape 1. Okay, however, Within that lick, there is quite a tricky section, this section. When I'm descending sixes. And that played at full speed is quite hard, so I'm going to look at that section in more detail. I go through the entire solo like this, and I write down all the sections that I want to practice. Step number 5. So, now I have learnt the actual rhythm part for the song and the solo for the song, and I've written down all the sections I want to look at. Now I need to organise those notes into a practice routine. And this is my own specific practice routine that I created that I feel is the key component to learning a song. So let's dive in and make the routine. Okay, I've finished my spreadsheet, so I'm going to talk you through how I use this on a daily basis. So first, I write the name of the song and the BPM next to the song. Okay, this is my guide. And then I will write all the things I want to practice down here. And next to them, I will write the time I want to practice them for. I like to practice to a metronome and a timer. I find this makes your practice really consistent. If you know exactly how long you're doing something for, you just do that every single day. I personally really benefit from this structured approach. When I have something like this where it says 2 times 3, that means I will practice for 2 minutes at 3 different tempos. Usually a slow tempo, a mid tempo, and a fast tempo. Okay, so I will go through the whole routine. This routine's about 33 minutes. I have it written for week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, so essentially a whole month. And then in these columns, I have one for each day of the week. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the columns are split into 2. One is tempo, so I will jot down what tempo I got it to on that day, and then the note. Now this note section is really, really good. I find it really helps me. So in the notes, I will jot down things that I want to improve within the specific exercise. So I'll go through the entire practice routine and I'll be writing down what needs to be improved. Okay, so then when I come back the next day, I just look through the previous day's notes and I know exactly where I am focusing on for each of the exercises. Okay, and this is key. Reviewing constantly and making adjustments along the way is how you improve. So I really like this structured approach with the spreadsheet. I am back. It's been roughly 4 weeks practicing this tune and I have to say I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I feel like my guitar playing has improved, my technique in this genre has improved, and I just love the structured approach to my practice. So, without further delay, let's go to a performance. There we have it. I hope this method proves to be valuable to you. I know that I find that when I am jotting down the notes as I go, it drastically saves time. I start my practice the next day, I read through the previous day's notes, and I know exactly what I have to focus on. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you next week.